Ever wonder what came before everything? Before the gods, before the monsters, before even the sky and the earth? The ancient Greeks had an answer, and it's a concept that's as profound as it is simple: chaos. Now, when we hear the word chaos today, we think of mess, disorder, maybe even a traffic jam. But for the ancient Greeks, chaos was something entirely different. It wasn't a destructive force or an angry god. It was the very beginning, the first state of existence. Imagine a vast, formless, silent void, a dark, endless nothingness. This was chaos. It wasn't empty in the sense of being vacant. It was full of potential, the raw material of everything that was yet to be. It was the cosmic womb from which the universe would be born. It didn't think, it didn't act, it didn't rule. It just was, the absolute starting point. From this primordial state, the very first beings emerged, not born in the way we understand, but separated from the formless nature of chaos. First came Gaia, the earth. Imagine her, solid and nurturing, rising from the void. She was the foundation, the ground upon which all life would eventually stand. Then came Tartarus, the deep abyss. Picture a pit so profound it was as far below the earth as the sky was above it. A place of darkness and confinement, the ultimate prison of the cosmos. And then a crucial element appeared, Eros. This wasn't the chubby, arrow-shooting Cupid we often think of. This was the primordial Eros, the fundamental force of procreation and creation itself. Eros was the spark, the driving desire that would bring beings together to create new life and new worlds. Without Eros, the universe would have remained static. He was the engine of cosmic evolution. Following these were two other siblings of the void. Nyx, the personification of night, a shadowy and powerful goddess cloaked in darkness, and her brother Erebus, the embodiment of profound darkness, the gloom that filled the corners of the world. Together, Nyx and Erebus would later give birth to Ether, the bright upper air, and Hemera, the day. It's a beautiful idea, isn't it? That from darkness and night, light and day were born. So chaos itself didn't create these beings with intent. It was more like they precipitated out of it, like crystals forming in a solution. Gaia, Tartarus, Eros, Nyx, and Erebus were the first generation of reality, the building blocks of the entire Greek mythological universe. Everything that came after the Titans, the Olympians like Zeus and Hera, the heroes like Heracles and Perseus, all trace their lineage back to this single mysterious origin. Every myth you've ever heard, every epic battle and divine drama starts with this one quiet moment. The universe awakening from the limitless potential of chaos into a state of order. Chaos was the ultimate ancestor, the great-great-grandparent of everything. It didn't pass down laws or wield a scepter. Its power was in its potential and being the source from which form first separated from emptiness. Even today, thousands of years later, the word chaos still carries a whisper of that ancient belief. When scientists talk about chaos theory, they describe how complex, unpredictable systems can arise from simple, orderly rules. When artists talk about finding inspiration in chaos, they're echoing the idea that creation often emerges from disorder. The ancient Greeks understood this intuitively. They saw that before there can be a sculpture, there must be a raw block of stone. Before there can be a story, there must be a blank page. And before there was a universe, there was chaos. It's the beautiful, powerful idea that from the deepest darkness comes the very first light, and from the vastest nothingness, everything begins. Thanks for joining me on this journey back to the beginning of time. If you enjoyed this dive into mythology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.